What's good, YouTube? Welcome to my channel, man. My name is DivaTequila. I appreciate you being here. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Today I'm playing some open queue ranked action. I feel like it was a good little mix, you know what I mean? I enjoy playing open queue and unranked just because a lot of times it's a lot more favorable queue times. And this was around midnight last night, and this actually ended up being about the same thing. My queue times were about 5 minutes for damage or support, whereas I was getting into games within like 30 seconds of open queue last night. But anyways, I get to play my two most dominant characters at the moment. We start off on Moira on attack, and we finish up on Mauga on defense. I understand that at the moment, Mauga is extremely cheesy just in terms of his raw damage output and how impressive he can be at times. And it is what it is, man. I abused that fact, you know what I mean? Open queue definitely gives you some interesting compositions at times. Allows you to toy with some very toxic lineups, and that's what we end up doing here. But anyways, you can see that we're starting off trying to be extremely aggressive, trying to navigate as many off angles as we can, trying to keep the enemy team looking. Here we're trying to pinch these two with our tanks and the Genji. We barely fade out the way to avoid the Reinhardt because we're just better. That's really what it comes down to. We're wiggling, we're giggling, we're having fun. Actually, the person that's the Yugi and the Yami that are on our team this game, I ended up facing them next game and beat them as well, so that was pretty cool. But anyways, we avoid the Diva ult. Still chilling. We take the first objective. Literally no issues. We've got the two tanks here, so it's a lot more important for me to have a higher heal output than I normally do on Moira, just because we got two tanks obviously that soak up a lot of damage. They're both dive tanks as well. We have the Genji as well, we have the Kiriko as well, so definitely a heavy dive composition here. Pretty fun to play around. Don't mind that orb right there. It missed. It was ugly, I know. Trying to size up my jump right here, trying to get my fade right. There we go. There we go. We're getting there. I'm not ashamed to admit that it's taken me a while to get better at the more nuanced fade jumps, you know what I mean? I'm trying to get to where I can do all of the little crazy fade jumps off the cars and the walls and all this stuff and hit the double and triple jumps, because I really enjoy playing Moira because of the advanced movement mechanics, but I'm not the best at it, you know what I mean? So give me a little bit of time, I'll be a fucking Moira movement god. So we take the first two objectives, literally no issues at all. We're just following up on our dive tanks. We ulted as soon as we had our ult available for the most part. At this point we've done quite a bit of damage right there. Actually, I would have liked to have landed on that ledge, but you know, it is what it is. That's what I'm saying. I got a little bit to work on. I just found out that you can bound mouse scroll wheel to jump. I still have my space bar as well, so most jumps I'm still hitting space bar. But when I'm trying to hit some of these more like crisp lines on my fade jumps, I'm using the mouse scroll wheel. But it's still a little bit interesting to get used to as a new keybind. So at this point, we still haven't died yet. We're still rolling. We pushed halfway to the third point. We're getting ready to heavily hit a wall here. We swapped both of our tanks. We swapped from the dive tank comp to the more brawl tank comp, which I don't disagree with, because now we don't really have as much room to dive the back line. They're obviously going to be a lot more grouped up on this last point, so having the brawl comp here makes a bit of sense. I don't think we do as well as I would like to do with this comp though, because they now have their Winston going to the back line, and Winston's really annoying. You can see their Winston is spending so much time trying to kill me here, but we're still picking off some of their front line as well. But unfortunately, the Ryan just, in my opinion, maybe overcommits there and stays up, right by their spawn for too long. Our Reinhardt was literally at the gate of their spawn for, over a minute at that point. Really unfortunate. I try to dump out all my heals there, simply not able to do it, so I go ahead and reset real quick because I don't want to give the enemy team a stagger. That would probably be the worst case scenario in that situation. So we've lost 2 team fights already on this last point. I'm still trying to, obviously we have 2 tanks, so I'm trying to be, you know, the support heavy Moira here. With this big ult here, this should be it, but, you know, things still get a little sloppy. I don't really like the swap to the Mercy here though, and Mercy instantly gets fried as well. I prefer the Kiriko, to be honest with you. I think that the other support should have just stayed on Kiriko. Not only does Kiriko have the possibility to do more damage, right, but the cleanse is huge just for the instant heal and the instant invulnerability. And I also feel like the Kitsune Rush ult is a lot more potent in this situation than our Mercy ult would be, but it is what it is. I'm playing with all randoms, of course, so we just do what we gotta do. We're chilling. They've got a big boy Bastion now. I think really if we could take out, I mean, we can take out their, obviously this is what it is with any game, but if we can just take out their supports, then we really win here, but easier said than done, right? Winston still diving backline on us, diving backline. I go ahead and ult early here because Reinhardt's gotten down to critical health. Their Winston's diving back behind us. We had 1 or 2 of them pretty low there. Unfortunately, we're not able to really secure any kills there. I don't think that Mercy should have come here to heal me. I think that was a bit of a waste of time on her part. And now because of that, the Reinhardt dives in solo. Not because of that. The Reinhardt dove in solo just trying to get a pin and ended up missing his pin and dives off of that, or dies off of that rather, but it is what it is. It is what it is. We're doing alright here. I still haven't died yet, which you know, I'm trying to reflect, and I don't think it's like I'm not playing too passive. I'm just playing off the fact that we have 2 tanks. You know what I mean? There's a lot of value in me staying close enough to my tank. Like if I go for any hardcore flanks in this one, then I'm risking instantly having one of my tanks get blown up. So I'm trying to find value in using my damage orbs wherever I can to rack up damage and get their backline weak, but I'm also trying not to leave my tanks out dry. And then we have the Mercy as well, who's also requiring a lot of healing. We blow our D.Va ult in the middle of nowhere there. Our Mercy dies to start with. Our D.Va no longer has ult to play with. Then we get caught in the Zarya ult, and we take our first death. So it is what it is. We take our first death with, you know, 10 seconds left on the round, but honestly, props to them. They held us for the last 10 minutes, or 5 minutes. They held us for the last 5 minutes or so on the last point, so pretty unfortunate. The worst part about this is because they held us, now you have this interesting phenomena in ranked lobbies where now my teammates all are chirping at each other. They're all talking shit, trying to figure out who's to blame. I think obviously Yugi and Yami, based on their names, are a duo, and then I find out next game, you know, I end up facing both of them. So they're a duo, and they're going at it with Tartaglia and Lintroller because they feel like the Genji should have swapped off because, oh, well, Genji, they've got 3 counters, and Genji's like, oh, they only have 2 counters. Anyways, whatever. We did fine. The end of the round was a bit ugly. I definitely think it could have been cleaner, could have been crisper. I think we could have just fully committed to the brawl comp. Like, I'm okay with the Genji pick there. It worked out phenomenally for the first couple things, but I was on comms with Rabbit for most of the night when I was playing last night. He was playing Power World, but and I told him if I'm going to play open queue, then I personally need to be a lot more flexible in, you know, swapping when I need to. When I'm playing role queue, I can just insta-lock Moira. I'm very comfortable with that. But in open queue, I need to be ready to swap. So I didn't feel like I needed to swap off of Moira last game. 1, I didn't really die. I didn't really have an opportunity to reset until the very end. But 2, she fits in very well into a dive comp and a brawl comp that requires heavy heals for both of them. So now we're on defense here. I want to go ahead and establish myself on Mauga. I understand with Watch Point Gibraltar, there's a lot of high ground that I can abuse. There's a lot of little random nuanced covers throughout the map, and Mauga has a high damage output. I want to dominate them early. I want to do as much damage as possible, make them feel very uncomfortable. Yugi and Yami were both tanks in the first round. Yami's gone ahead and swapped to support because they saw that I was on tank. So now we've got Diva, we've got Mauga, still got Genji, and then we've got a Mercy and Rico. So I feel good with this little combination here. You can see that I'm trying my best to not play in complete open space. I'm moving up as they're moving back, but I'm still playing around the payload. I'm not diving in yet, because if I dive in, then I lose the advantage that I have. I'm still full health. I see that we get the pick on the Moira in the back, so that instantly triggers me to dive in. I popped the Zarya bubble because I know Zarya doesn't have much health, but I don't overcommit into trying to chase her into the hallway, because the Baptiste immortality field's there, the Reinhardt's there, the Bap is there as well. Reaper's about to come back from spawn. So I did my job. I got her low. I harassed her. I made them do a full reset, and now I start diving back to point. I don't run all the way back up the ramp because I don't want to give them all the space that I just took if I don't have to. But it is what it is. Ryan stuns me, but kind of boo-boo. I didn't mean to obviously take the angle that I took while I was running there, but it is what it is. It worked out. I go ahead and ult the Ryan while Ryan's low, hoping that I could have, picked the Ryan off. Unfortunately, I don't get hit instantly because the Ryan counter ults me, and the Moira ults as well. But what happened is we traded my ult for 2 of their ults. We traded my ult for 2 of their ults, and we still killed the Reinhardt and the Moira. That's a positive trade in my book. And then my Diva ulted at the same time, a little bit afterwards, and took out the other person. So amongst all of that, we did use all 5 of our ults. They used 3 of their ults. I would still argue that that's a fair trade in terms of value because we won. I mean, we won the engagement. We won the engagement pretty hard as well. So now they've got their Reaper and they've got their Bap ult coming up, but if we play it well, I can knock Reaper up out of their ult. Bap's only going to be able to secure 1 line of sight with his ultimate. I still feel very confident here. There goes the Reaper ult, and our Mercy, my apologies, our Diva actually used Defense Matrix on most of that. So the Reaper didn't really get much value off of their ult there at all. This is about to be a misplay on my part. Definite misplay on my part. I should not have ran away from the point there at all. I panicked. I should have ran onto the point. I still had my Mercy there. I still had my Diva there. I still had my Genji there. I think I had just activated the Cardiac Overdrive as well. That was definitely a sloppy, scared moment of panic. Literally, I think all I had to do was run to point behind the payload, create a little bit of cover from Diva, or just start shooting the Diva and, lifesteal, heal myself up with the critical hit damage. But it is what it is. So I've got my ultimate back up for this last bit of this fight, but they're all coming back from spawn. Their Sombra's dead, their Diva's low, Diva's out of mech now as well. They've only got 6 seconds to make it to the point. We finish off the Diva. I'm about to go ahead and drop my ult right here just to make sure nobody gets anywhere. Get a clean little dub. I'm in Plat 1 for Open Queue at the moment. I hopped on last night, and actually I got really frustrated early because you can see that we've got some losses down here. The first one, I guess it's not actually showing the very first one, but the very first one was like a 20-minute game. It was back and forth, and then it was overtime, obviously. In the second round of overtime, literally the last 10 seconds of the match, I got kicked. And because I got kicked, it wouldn't let me reconnect in time. So then I got a 15-minute ban timer. I got demoted. I lost a lot of motivation. I was very frustrated, so I walked away. I fed the dogs. I was chilling. I said, man, that was fucking that was interesting. But it is what it is. Open queue. Let me see. Where is it at? Yeah, open queue. We're in Plat 1. Support. We're in Plat 4 at the moment. I was in Plat 3. It is what it is. Damage. I was in Plat 4. It is what it is. You can see we're not doing too bad. We've got more wins than losses. We're getting there, but look at the game report real quick. Obviously, I played the first round on Moira, second round on Mauga. We finish with 12,000 damage, right at 12,000 heals as well. Pretty good, pretty good. I think that a large portion of the success there was being able to make my swap pick. But anyways, I'm getting a work call. I appreciate you watching. Stay safe. Have a wonderful day. I love you. Peace.